Welcome to Technia TV. Hello, I am Dr. Sandeep Kumar. Today I am delivering lecture on observation method. The observation method is the most commonly used method, especially in studies relating to behavioral sciences. Observation becomes a scientific tool for research only when it serves a formulated research purpose, is systematically planned and recorded, and is subjected to checks and controls on validity and reliability. Under the observation method, the information is sought by way of investigators' own direct observations without asking from the respondent. But there are certain demerits of this type of observation visible. The observer may lose the objectivity to the extent he participates emotionally. Now I am explaining the controlled observation. When observation takes place according to definite pre-arranged plans involving experimental procedures, then it is termed as controlled observations. On the other hand, there is uncontrolled observation. If the observation takes place in the natural setting, it may be termed as uncontrolled observation. In non-controlled observation, no attempt is made to use precision instruments. The major aim of this type of observation is to get a spontaneous picture of life and persons. There are certain advantages of observation method. First one, directness. The main strength of observation is that it provides direct access to the social phenomena under consideration, instead of relying on some kind of self-report, such as asking people what they would do in a certain situation. You actually observe and record their behavior in that situation. This, in principle, at least avoids the wide range of problems associated with self-report. The main advantage of this method is that subjective bias is eliminated if observation is done accurately. Another advantage is diversity, flexibility, and applicability. Observation can take diverse forms, from informal and unstructured approaches through to tightly structured, standardized procedures, and can yield associated diverse types of data, both qualitative and quantitative. Observation, therefore, is applicable in a wide range of contexts. Next advantage is provisions of a permanent record. Much of human social behavior that may be of interest to the researcher is highly transient. The fact that all observation entails some form of recording means that it provides a permanent record of such events or behaviors, thus allowing further analysis or subsequent comparisons across time or locations to be carried out. The next advantage is complement with other approaches. The strength of observation is that it can effectively complement other approaches and thus enhance the quality of evidence available to the researcher. The other advantage is record natural behavior. The researcher is enabled to record the natural behavior of the group. The researcher can even gather information which could not easily be obtained if he observes in a disinterested fashion. The last advantage is verify the truth of the statements. The researcher can even verify the truth of statements made by informants in the context of a questionnaire or a schedules. There are certain disadvantages of the observations method. First one, time consuming and resource intensive. One of the main disadvantages of observation is that it can be very time consuming and resource intensive. Observations may be very desirable strategy to explore certain research questions, but it may simply not be feasible for the researcher with limited time and resources to carry out the observation. The second one is the observer bias. A fundamental potential weakness of all observation is that it is susceptible to observer bias. That is subjective bias on the part of the observer. It means undermining the reliability and hence the validity of the data gathered. The next disadvantage is observer effect. Another potential weakness of observation is the so-called observer effect, which refers to the way in which the presence of an observer in some way influences the behavior of those being observed. There are certain limitations of the observation method. First one, it is an expensive method. Second one, information provided by this method is very limited. And the third one, that sometimes unforeseen factors may interfere with the observational task. Now, there are certain prerequisites and basic tenets of observation method. While using this method, the researcher should keep in mind things like first one, what should be observed, how the observation should be recorded, how the accuracy of observation can be ensured. When observation is to take place without these characteristics to be thought of in advance, the same is termed as unstructured observation. A structured observation is considered appropriate in descriptive studies, where in an exploratory study the observational procedure is most likely to be relatively unstructured. The next one, if the observer observes by making himself more or less a member of the group, he is observing so that he can experience what the members of the group experience. The observation is called as the participant observation. Last one, when the observer is observing in such a manner that his presence may be unknown to the people he is observing, such an observation is described as disguised observation. This is the end of my lecture. Thanks a lot. Watch and subscribe Technia TV. Thanks a lot.